October the 7th, and this is the London Review. Hi guys, this is Robert Rivera with the Rivera Trading Group in association with Trend Trading Academy, and reviewing the trades from last night. And I'm not quite sure what's going on with GBPUSD. I guess it's related to what's going on with the stimulus package and whether it's passing or not. The whole situation with Trump getting COVID and whether he recoups or not. All that's been going on, but GBPUSD has been inconsistent and very choppy and practically not good to trade at all. GBP AUD looked a little better, and GBP JPY looked very nice. And I'm gonna show the charts here in just a minute. But GBP USD and GBP JPY are correlated, so they act pretty much the same. And I'm watching GBP JPY, and I'm thinking, okay, any minute now, GBP USD will act the same, and it just wasn't. It just wasn't. So it's something to take note of. I'm even moving my strategy over to GBP JPY for the foreseeable future, at least until elections are over. That may help us. Okay, let's look at the charts. So this is GBP USD as had it last night with basically a trend line moving to the upside. I'm actually expecting it to break to the downside. I'm thinking that it's forming a bearish flag, but it keeps moving up, and I'm thinking that perhaps I could catch the break of the resistance, at least to the pivot point up there. Let's see what it looked like. Let's see the results. This is what we ended up with. As it broke to the top, I never did find a comfortable entry, and since I was kind of biased for the sell, I kept waiting for the sell. But as it kept coming down after it did the high of the 200, it bounced off of the 200 moving average right there. As it's coming down, it's so jagged. It's moving in a very jagged way, and I'm looking at GBP AUD. Same situation, kind of like it happened a couple of days ago, where GBP USD is dropping, but it looked a lot cleaner on GBP AUD, especially because AUD was like at 8 something in strength. And the USD never did get much strength last night. So I'm thinking that AUD is looking a little better. But look how jagged these moves are. This is on the 1 hour, if I'm right. Look how jagged these moves are. And again, this is GBP USD versus same again correlated pair GBP JPY, and look how this looks instead. So this is the setup from last night on GBP JPY, and again I'm kind of cutting it here short. You can't really see the whole thing, but you do see a trend line moving up and a sort of resistance. And here's the results. I mean, this was a whole lot smoother. And of course, I'm looking at GBP USD, so I'm not taking GBP JPY because I'm waiting for the same reaction at GBP USD. I'm not taking the JPY because again, there's spreads there that don't work for me compared to the GBP USD, but the GBP USD is not following through in the same way. So I'm watching this and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should switch over to GBP JPY for the foreseeable future. It seems like it's moving a lot smoother. I mean, there is some jagged moves right there, like that drop. Oh, that's probably news related, of that red candle that dropped all the way down and then went all the way up. But that actually provides a great entry for a buy. Once that starts wicking to the upside, that provides a great entry for a buy. So it seems to me that GBP JPY may be a better pair to look at. It is a safe haven currency, also JPY, so it could be that's why it's a little smoother. Let's go look at GBP AUD. So this is GBP AUD, and again we have it wedging. We have a line of support there, and the trend line from the bottom, and just a line on the top just to create the wedge, just to take it whether it breaks to the top or to the bottom. And this is what we ended up with. It broke to the bottom, and it broke to the bottom very nicely. I mean, it broke down below the trend line right there, and then it retested the trend line a couple of times for a clean drop. Once it broke down below the 50, that's where I took it, and I was trying to hold it all the way to the 200. I almost made it. I almost made it. And had I held, man, that thing dropped much later. But again, After being up all night, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm waiting for something to happen, and finally, we get a move. And I actually kept moving my take profit because I saw the momentum. I kept moving it lower and lower and lower, trying to catch more and more of it. In the end, I just gave up because I just didn't want to stay up all night. I mean, the rest of the morning. And the big spike to the bottom didn't happen until like 9 a.m. or something like that. So I took my profit and went home. Let's go look at the numbers. So this is the position that I took last night on GBP and as I mentioned, as GBP as all the pairs are dropping, AUD was the one that looked the cleanest. It did struggle for a while there on the bottom zone trying to break, but when it finally did break, it did move a lot smoother and a lot faster. It kept, again, it was dropping really fast there at the end, like at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I kept moving my stop loss just to get a little more. And in the end, I just let it run through it, which is why you see that little green thing next to it because it hits your TP. And I was good enough for that. But going forward, I think that I'm going to be focusing more of my attention on GBP, JPY, and AUD until at least the elections are over because USD is way too choppy, and I think it's going to cause problems for the students. Welcome back. So as you can see, GBP USD is just choppy like heck. I mean, it's just up and down, up and down, up and down. And as I mentioned, Jay had said, I'm not trading it until at least the elections are over. And I think that may be accurate. I may have to switch over to JPY because, again, they move similarly, but JPY is moving consistently smoother over the last several days, and USD is just choppy, choppy, choppy. AUD also it's I'm gonna say AUD is also having its pullbacks, but it's remaining consistent. Like all the pullbacks at the bottom zone did not go beyond 10 pips, 10, 11 pips or something like that. It would spike up, but stay within the bottom zone. It never did run all the way to the top and then to the bottom like USD is doing. Okay, so I think AUD and JPY may be the pairs that I'm looking at in conjunction with the GBP for the next foreseeable future. Okay, I hope you found this informative and helpful. God bless you.